Kurotsume University had stood on the outskirts of Tokyo for more than a century. Every winter, thousands of students arrived to begin their studies, eager to experience campus life and the freedom that came with it. Yet hidden behind the newer lecture halls and libraries stood an abandoned dormitory known only as Building 7. Thick ivy covered its cracked walls, and rusted fences surrounded the property. Although the university administration claimed that the building had been closed because of structural damage decades earlier, students whispered about a darker reason. They said strange sounds echoed from its empty corridors at night, and that some legends were too terrifying to be erased. Long before the current students enrolled, a young literature student named Aiko Nakamura disappeared during the winter examination period of 1994. According to the university archives, she had entered Building 7 late one evening to retrieve her notebook the bully hid playing a prank on her. When she failed to return to her dormitory, campus security searched the building from top to bottom. They found no trace of her except for a notebook lying on the 4th floor. Its final pages were filled with frantic handwriting, repeating the same sentence over and over again, as though she had been trying to warn someone before it was too late. In the years that followed, the university sealed the entire floor and refused to discuss the incident publicly. More than 30 years later, members of the university's journalism club decided to investigate the legend for themselves. Kenji wanted proof since he thought the stories were nonsense. Mina hoped to make a documentary. Rika saw it as an opportunity to entertain their classmates, and Yumi reluctantly joined because she feared what might happen if they went alone. On a cold evening near the end of the semester, the group climbed over the rusted fence surrounding Building 7 and stepped into the darkness. The moment they crossed the threshold, an unnatural silence swallowed them. The sounds of distant traffic disappeared, the wind died without warning, and an uneasy feeling settled over the group. The inside of the dormitory looked as though time had stopped decades earlier. Dust covered the floors, broken furniture lined the hallways, and faded notices still hung from the walls. As the students explored the ground floor, Mina suddenly froze when a wooden chair scraped loudly across the corridor by itself. Riku laughed nervously and insisted that the building was unstable, but his confidence vanished moments later when several lockers slammed shut one after another. The echoes bounced through the empty structure, and somewhere deeper inside the dormitory came the sound of glass shattering. Whatever had moved the furniture was not finished with them. Despite Yumi's plea to leave, the group continued toward the staircase that led to the sealed 4th floor. The air grew colder with every step, and their flashlight beams flickered against the stained walls. Halfway up the stairs, Kenji noticed a trail of muddy footprints leading upward. The footprints looked fresh, as though someone had passed through the building only moments before, yet there was something deeply unsettling about them. They climbed the staircase and disappeared into the darkness above, but there were no prints leading back down. The 4 students exchanged nervous glances before continuing their ascent. The corridor on the 4th floor stretched endlessly into darkness, illuminated only by their shaking flashlights. Without warning, classroom doors began to swing open one by one, slamming against the walls with tremendous force. Books flew from shelves and crashed onto the floor, while shattered glass rained from broken windows. Mina screamed when a metal fire extinguisher launched through the air and exploded against the ceiling just inches from her head. Panic spread through the group as the sounds of running footsteps erupted around them. The footsteps came from every direction at once, yet the corridor remained completely empty. As the students ran through the chaos, they reached the end of the hallway and discovered a room that none of them remembered seeing on the university map. Its door was old and badly damaged, and the number plate had been torn away long ago. From the other side came a faint scratching noise, like someone writing slowly on paper. Against his friend's protests, Kenji pushed the door open. Inside, the room appeared abandoned except for a single wooden desk standing in the center. Resting on the desk was a notebook with fresh ink still drying on its pages. Trembling, Mina picked it up and read the words written inside.
You came upstairs too.
The lights in their flashlights died at the same moment, plunging the room into complete darkness. Desks toppled over, windows burst open, and a violent wind swept through the corridor despite the building being sealed for decades. The students stumbled blindly through the darkness as unseen forces hurled objects around them. Somewhere nearby, Kenji screamed, but the sound ended abruptly. When Mina finally managed to switch her flashlight back on, she discovered that Kenji had vanished. His camera lay broken on the floor, and the door through which they had entered was now locked from the outside. Campus police arrived shortly before sunrise after receiving frantic calls from the remaining students. Search teams spent hours combing through Building 7, but Kenji was never found. The university released a statement claiming that the students had become lost in a dangerous structure and dismissed their stories as panic-induced hallucinations. 2 months later, construction crews arrived to demolish the entire 4th floor. However, workers soon began reporting their own strange experiences. Tools disappeared, machinery started without operators, and voices echoed through rooms that had already been torn apart. Many of the workers refused to return, and the demolition was abandoned. Today, Building 7 still stands behind locked gates at Kurotsume University, hidden from campus tours and absent from official maps. New students quickly learn the old warnings passed down by generations before them. They are told never to enter the dormitory after midnight, never to climb to the 4th floor, and never to follow the sound of someone writing in an empty room. Yet every examination season, students living nearby claim to see lights glowing behind the boarded windows, and some swear they can hear pages turning in the darkness. The university continues to deny that anything supernatural exists there, but one rumor has refused to disappear. Aiko Nakamura never left Building 7, and she is still waiting for someone to follow her upstairs.